What's up, guys? It is elk week. We bring you a brand new video every single day on everything elk. All right, so we are giving over $7,000 of gear away, everything that you need for hunting elk this fall. So there is no purchase required to enter into this giveaway. All you have to do is click the link below and follow the prompts. So every single day this week at 4 o'clock, we're dropping a new video. So make sure you get entered into those giveaways.
Welcome back to Elk Week, guys. Today we're gonna go over what's in my pack. We're gonna do two different packs. I think they're two big different packs.
Yeah.
We're gonna go from a day pack,
which is just the things that we carry every day.
Every day.
Yep.
Like if you're gonna go out on a spring bear hunt,
Yep.
do just a day hunt. If you're gonna go out on a day hunt for elk hunt, whatever.
Yep.
So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna transition from that into maybe a bivy elk hunt.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through. Steve's pretty meticulous. My pack is not as well put together. I'll just be honest with you. So anyway,
go that far.
let's go through Steve's pack for a day hunt. It's gonna have a lot more than what I carry.
Up here,
you don't need a tagging license. You're good.
yeah. So since in Oregon we have like an online e-tagging system, I've always got these tagged out tags to be able to write down all your information on, to put on your animal once you've harvested it, because that is something you have to have on the animal. And then I learned this from your brother.
Oh boy, that could have been almost anything.
Because he thinks he's a doctor, but he's not. Anyways, but latex gloves, if anybody ever wants them, they're lightweight. If you need them for gutting, caping, whatever you want to do, you got them for that. Extra buckle, in case you break something. Cranking down some
Not a bad
heavy
idea.
loads on the pack, it's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
And then I always got the
MKC.
MKC.
Gotta have a knife.
100%.
Every single trip, you're gonna see these on every single pack.
Yep.
As far as
And not everybody carries these, but I do. But I also carry a Havalon for keeping out. If it's somebody we're with or one of us, if we're wanting to shoulder mount something, whatever, for keeping out, I always carry these for just around the head and the skull. These are awesome for that. One of the most major things that we all have in our packs is an inReach. This is something that I recommend that if you can afford it, everybody has it.
And I run it's called a somewhere.
They do the same thing. Yeah, same.
Kind of different things.
Yep.
Zolio or something like that.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of different, but communication is key. Go ahead.
Another thing I always carry, nice little first aid kit, because when you're with Trent, he likes to cut himself.
That was a one-time thing, and I never used that. All right.
A little duct tape, electrical tape, stuff. Headlamp, and then I usually always carry a little backup headlamp because Trent likes to forget all of his headlamps.
Sometimes.
So that's we always
Another one-time
bring with
deal.
us. Another thing that you have to have, work sharpener. You gotta have this. You gotta keep your blades sharp.
So while you're digging, so like when we're doing an animal or something, usually there's 2 or 3 guys. Keep digging and all.
Yeah.
And anyway, we usually have one guy sharpening knives, and that's what he does. And he's giving guys back knives as they're just working on the elk, and we can work up an elk pretty darn fast in that way. So work sharp.
And then I always carry, well, depending if we're rifle and archery, but for archery, I always have a little Allen wrench set that I always throw in there. It's small, lightweight. Trent, yeah, doesn't have that. But
Seems like a lot of extra weight.
it's not that much.
It's a lot.
And then
Oh boy.
the little Ziploc baggie, little Tylenol PM, ibuprofen in case if we're out there and someone's got a headache or hurting.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea just to have it. Doesn't weigh anything. And then there's just some other little goodies in there. This is something I've always carried. I bought it. It was super cheap. Usually we're not by ourselves, but this right here, I can set this up. It's a little setup for an iPhone or a cell phone that you can take pictures with. It doesn't weigh anything. It's super lightweight, so I've always had that in my pack, and it's worked for us.
Perfect.
I always got to have these earbuds.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. It's got to rock out a little bit from time to time. So
Yeah.
when you got the phone and you got charged battery.
Death metal is what
Yes,
Steve's listening
100%
to going
love
down the
it.
trail.
I always have a little lighter
It's a good idea.
in my pack, just every day.
Earbuds, lighter,
Chapstick, not a bad idea.
I guess.
Not bad. Doesn't weigh
Whatever you
anything.
want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Everything that doesn't weigh
No.
anything. I
Yeah.
know about that.
And then pair of gloves. I just leave them in my pack just in case. Cold mornings, whatever.
Okay.
Game bag. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm always carrying 4-quarter bags and a meat bag. You have to have those.
It's essential.
It's very essential. We've been on trips where someone's forgot them. So, anyways,
Chase, can't trust, can't be trusted.
game bags. I mean, that's major.
I didn't know how big a sick blacktail deer was at the time. All right, I thought it would fit all in like 2 bags.
The most important,
Oh,
mountain money. Gotta have it.
yeah,
Gotta have that.
that's Charmin 3
That's
ply.
Charmin. Yeah, extra soft, double
ply.
ply. Gotta have it, or 3 ply.
3 ply.
Costco sells it.
The only way to go.
And then not everybody does this. We've had comments in the past where people say, oh, you're using a plastic bag or whatever. I use these to keep all of the blood and everything else off of my pack. To each his own, individually, I don't care. I have never lost 1 ounce of meat using those just to get the meat from the kill site to wherever we're getting to. Whether it's we're hanging it in another tree, we're getting it to the truck, whatever it may be. I'm just keeping my pack clean.
After you get that ham or wherever, that piece of meat off that animal, it starts that cooling process, right? And so that cooling process has already been started. All we're gonna do is transfer in the pack to wherever we're going. And so it's not gonna be a long period of time.
No.
So already the cooling process has started, so it's not a bad deal, guys, because we pack enough meat in a year, you never know where you're gonna be, helping a buddy out or whatever. Our packs would stink so bad.
I've seen some packs that have been in pretty rough shape, and I'm just, personally, I'm thinking the bacteria that builds up and all that, dude, I stay away from it, but
yeah.
personally, to each his own, do whatever you want to do, but that's just me personally.
And it's in a game bag, so it's
and I've never had an issue.
quarter in a quarter bag, and then just when you go to pack it, when you go put it in your pack, you just put it around it. So we've never lost any meat doing it. I wouldn't recommend using these as game bags by any means.
But it's just for transporting for a short amount of time. That's it. And another thing I always carry in my pack is rain fly, just to put over my pack. Some people do, some people don't. I like it because it just helps keep the pack drier.
A lot cleaner.
Yeah, a lot cleaner. It's not waterproof, and when it's pouring, I can throw it on for a couple seconds. Weather breaks, get it off, get it put away. We're gone again. So it's
what do we got?
Not much. That's it. That's all I carry.
Inside pouches, nothing.
Oh, that was just That was just the little
gum. Some gum.
But I mean, this is it. This is all I run for a day. That's it.
For a day.
Every day.
And
this
so
is in my pack every day.
This is excluding food, obviously.
Yes.
Excluding water. We're gonna get into that in the next segment of packing in like an elk pack.
Well, yeah, because day packing, if you want to just pack a couple 12-ounce water bottles, you can, or whatever you want. There's a lot of different hydration systems out there, and that's what we're going to get into when we're doing more than just a day when you can leave the truck.
And you can throw a sandwich in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this is going to be just a simple day pack. We're going to load it back up, guys. We'll just do a weight and see what that kind of comes out as. And simple. I'm shocked you don't have trekking poles, actually.
Oh, yeah, I do. They're right here.
Steve usually has
these
them.
These are always on my pack.
Yeah.
I just usually had taken them off, but not everybody uses them, but I love them.
Yes. No, they're nice to have.
Especially if you're packing a heavy load, like you're long distance with a lot of meat, like a big load. These are huge to help just keep your balance and keep you going. So
that's it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, pretty easy. But this is one day of hunting. So total weight of Steve's day pack equals, no touching, sitting around 13 pounds. That's not bad. All right, so now we're gonna get into, and we gotta reconfigure obviously Steve's pack, into a Bivy style hunt.
Yeah.
Let's just say, all right, let's just take a 3-day hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, 3-day elk hunt. Go. Okay, so we just did the day pack, and now we're moving on. This is gonna be Steve's pack that he goes for Bivy. Okay, so it could be 1 day, or I guess it could be 2 days, it could be 7 days.
Yeah.
I don't think we do much more.
No, I would say like no more than 7.
Yeah.
But this is everything minus food and water.
Minus food and water. We're not gonna, everybody does food different.
Yeah, everybody does things differently. We're also gonna be looking at like country we're in. If there's a lot of water, we're gonna be packing less water when we go in. Just depends on terrain, country.
And that's when it comes down to a little thing called OnX.
100%.
Know where you're crossing water
Yeah.
and pick it up when you need it.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
So obviously we have all just regular day stuff, but this is, and I'm kind of old school. I'm not like a real big gear junkie, so I've been running the same gear for quite a few years. It's always worked really well for me, so I just stick with it. I know there's a lot of guys out there, they like to try all the new stuff, like tons of new stuff, but it's just not really my forte, so I just kind of stay with...
Go with what works.
Go with what works, yeah. So,
as long as you're packing up for me.
yeah, exactly. Gotta bring bags,
easy,
pillows,
easy.
Pretty much everything.
Pillows,
Trent, so.
actually, no, I always have a pillow. All right,
so,
let's dive in.
This side. So I run Sea to Summit air pad. I love it. I've been running them for a while. I really like them a lot. It's been really good for me. I sleep really comfortable on it. I've always ran a jet boil.
Steve has to have his jet boil because he has to have his Java.
In the morning.
A little bit of coffee, and then another bit of coffee, and then a third bit of coffee.
Yeah, and depending on
how much Java?
How much Java?
Yeah.
A fair amount. Well, it depends on how long we're going in. Like, this is a big butane bottle. Usually, if we're going in for like a 3-day, just run in, check the country out, try to find out what's in there. If we get on the elk, we just stay with them for a few days. We'll all run smaller butane. But if we're going for bigger days, one of us will take a big one just in case, because Trent likes to forget his.
That is a total lie. Possibly.
And then another thing I love to run is another Sea to Summit. It's their pillow, inflatable pillow. I love it.
That's where I'm at too.
I like it a lot.
I like having a pillow, man.
Yeah.
I like having a pillow.
There's tons of different types of freaking sleeping bags out there, like tons. I've got a 20 degree, a 40 degree that I will run in the fall and stuff while we're backpacking, super lightweight. Just depending on time of September we're in, will determine whether or not what I'm running. I have a tote that I take with me that has all my gear in it, and I can just swap it out depending on what temperatures, weather
conditions.
Conditions are where we're at. But this super lightweight, I'll run that, and then
it's just an REI. What is it?
It's just an REI.
Just a regular
REI.
REI.
Just REI. I mean, they make good. I mean, there's tons of good bags out on the market. And then I also run a liner. I'll bring a liner with me just in case.
It's a good idea.
Weather's changing. You have this for backup. Just stay warm. I've always ran the Big Agnes ULV 1 and 2, or the LV 1 and 2, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. UL2.
Yeah, UL2. I will run the UL2 if I know the weather conditions are going to be kind of iffy, because it's a 2-man, so I can get all my gear inside of it. If I know the weather's going to be good, I got a 1 that I'll run, and I can sleep my stuff outside. Just depends.
Same thing I run. No big deal.
That's really it. I mean, that's like
minus your day hunt stuff.
Minus my day hunt stuff. That's it. That's all I take with me besides food and water. That's it, and coffee pouches. Gotta have those.
You've got to have a lot of coffee pouches. That is a lot of things too. You guys watch the breakdown. Show your water system that you're going to use, but so different this year.
Yeah,
obviously.
This year is something.
So a lot of the breakdown as far as just like all your stuff. Look at the weather forecast. If you're at super high elevation, just prep for whatever's worse than you think it's going to be. We're always getting hailed on, thunderstorms. It's always been, rain for 3 days straight, and you can't film. You're just sitting in your tent and just like plan for that kind of stuff.
And this year I'm gonna try. It's called Drifter. It's a hydration system that.
It's different than anything out there.
Yeah,
it's different. It's got an inline filter.
Yeah, it's got an inline filter that comes with it that you can fill the bag up and you can pump. And then I'm also going to do something that I have not done in a long time. Is I think I'm going to run an actual bladder, which this is kind of like a harder case. So I'm kind of curious how this is going to work. I'm excited about it. Take it out of here. But anyways, this is like, I have not done this for years. I always ran just water bottles because there was times in the past where I hunted like in Nevada up in the Ruby Mountains where there is no water. So I switched to bottles. So where I've seen people where they have these and they just suck the water out. And when you're hunting high alpine country where there's not a lot of water, you have to really ration your water.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that, because in the past, there was times I thought if you had this over your shoulder, you're just going to drink.
That's a controversial thing, because a lot of packers would say you need to drink if you're wanting to drink. And so I don't have to drink a lot of water, and I still stay pretty hydrated. Yeah. But there are people that need it, so I'm pretty excited to try this out this year and just see how it works out. So
that's it for me.
So
That'd be it.
back in, let's just kind of round this all up and back into the normal. To kind of wrap this thing up, Steve, you've already seen what's in his day pack. We don't need to go over all that again. We could lay it all on the table and be fancy and everything. But here's the deal. When it comes down to going on any hunt, I don't care if it's an evening bear hunt.
Yes.
You're going to have a knife,
And
you're going to have a sharpener, and you're going to have game bags.
Those are
The three things
the three things that you need.
that you
Every
have
day.
to put in your pack.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to take care of the meat. Once you get the animal down, you've got to keep sharp knives. So anyway, so that is like the main staple. Everything else, you could run pillow or not. You could ball up your puffy coat and use that as a. There's so many different things, guys, that you can use. Different.
You know, and everybody's different. So it's just like, this is just something I've always ran. It's became almost like, it's like robotic for me. Like, I know what I have. I just run it. It works great. People try all kinds of different stuff, which is awesome because there's so many products out there on the market, but this is just something I've always done. It's worked good for me and I stick with it. Another thing I would say is also like a few extra batteries for headlamps because you just don't know at night. And this is something not everybody does.
This should be good.
But I do. This is a water treatment system that I always carry in my pack in case if something happens to a filter or anything.
Rough.
I have had Giardia and it is not fun. So this doesn't taste great, but I'll tell you what, I have drank some nasty water with these.
And been fine?
And been fine. So this is always in my pack just for backup.
And there's people that have these pins that do the pin thing.
Anything.
They
Yeah.
do all
It's like, I always think that everybody should have like two options with them in case if something fails. Giardia is not fun.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a good idea. And like another thing, like small things, headlamps, batteries,
just a few extra batteries. And depending on how many days you're going, if it's just a couple, you only need a few batteries. If you're going to be in for like, I mean, back in the day, we'd go 9, 14 days and we would pack a lot of batteries. I mean, so it just depends on what hunt you're doing.
Because you're going to have to power up your phone.
If you're going to need OnX, all that stuff. You're going to need one of the battery chargers.
Yeah,
for
battery
your phone.
bank. We can go super deep.
You could go super deep. And that's going to be more weight. So it just really depends on how many days you're going in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say a battery bank, that is another big thing that we do carry now. I don't have mine with me, but for OnX, it's huge.
Yeah. External charger, right? I keep one and just keep a couple different cords.
Yep.
And so even some of our headlamps now.
Yeah, they can take it. Yep.
Yeah, it's chargeable. So, no, this is good. We're going to weigh the pack now and show you how much his Bivy pack weighs. And obviously it's going to be without water and without food. So that's going to add, so everybody says you add so many, a pound of this a day or whatnot for food. Guys, do that on your own. If you want to, if you want to really dive deep of how many calories you're burning, how many you need, all that stuff and everything, it's a whole different rabbit hole.
It is.
It
can go super deep.
I encourage you to definitely do that.
If that's something that anybody wants to do, I highly recommend doing it. But.
Yeah. So, but this is what we pack. This is a regular elk hunt. It's not. I just want to encourage anybody actually watching this. It's like, don't overthink it. Get what you need. Get the simplicity things: a tent, a sleeping bag, and a pad, and your food and stuff, and go hunting. There's nothing special about like you have to have the most elite of gear. And you have to have this. Get a sharp knife, a sharpener, and some game bags, and go hunting.
And you can always work from there. You can go down that rabbit hole and just go gear junkie.
You can even come out west and just day hunt. I mean, anybody that oh man, you got to elk hunt or you got to get in the backcountry.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. No, you don't. But at the same time, it's nice to have a setup for those things if that's what you want to do.
Yep.
So appreciate it, Steven.
Good.
All right, guys. I hope you got something out of this video. Elk Week rolls on. Keep watching, and thank you guys so much. All right, so this is Steve's multi-day bivy sack. All right, and this is going to be minus food and water. So everybody does food different. Water is a main staple. Depends on where you're going, how much water you have, how much water you're going to cross. Is to like balance out how much we're going to take, I guess. Yeah. So we're not putting this in here. This is just a pack with all the stuff that Steve has in it every single day. And checking. Coming in at 22 pounds. So 22 pounds for everything you need. Like I said, minus food and water. That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. You should be able to carry that for quite a few miles.
Oh yeah.
At least a mile. At least a mile.